All right. Back again. Gotta get comfy and fix my hair as I always do. All right. I see someone is watching. Hello. Feel free to say hi in the chat so I know who's there. I'll say hi first just so you don't feel lonely. And again, I just want to remind whoever's watching that the stream is delayed, but you can scroll to be as live as possible. So whenever you're on YouTube, just make sure you've scrolled to the most live portion of the video. All right. Okay. I'll just wait a couple minutes to get started. All right. Hello, everyone. Today, I did not put on a ton of makeup, and I don't know what's going on with my face, but randomly I woke up this morning with just like so many pimples. I don't know if that's ever happened to you guys where you go to sleep, your face is fine. You wake up the next day, pimples everywhere. And you're like, wait, why? Where did you come from? Why are we like this? All right, so hello, everyone. Say hi in the chat for me if you're here, just so I know who's here. Just because all I can see is a little icon telling me how many people, but I'm not sure exactly who's here. And also just make sure you're as up to date on the video as you can be. Hi, Siobhan. Nice to see you. All right. And Janet, hi, how are you? Thank you guys so much for coming. All right. I'm going to get started pretty soon, but we'll do a little talk just so that people can sneak in. Work today was less crazy. There was only 650 calls, 700 calls, not 900. Actually, correction, it wasn't 900 yesterday. It was 1,011. So it was pretty busy yesterday, but much better today. How were your guys' day? Give me anything in the chat. Let me know how your day was. Janet, is there snow in Ontario? How's the weather over there? Janet ran away. She's not there anymore. That's okay. Oh, there she is. Crazy on the number of calls. Agreed. It was a lot, but it was way better today. I don't know. It was less intense emergencies. It was a little bit nicer. Okay. Oh, Siobhan says, good. Lots of professional development and good staff meeting. Nice. Yes, nice. I'm glad to hear it. And yes, snow here. -7, she says. Well, that's a little bit better than our -40 today. It is very, very cold. My truck barely started this morning. It made lots of noises while it did start, and I was a little bit worried it wouldn't go. Okay, guys, I'm going to jump in. I think people are going to trickle in as they do, but let's get going. Let's get started. Okay, today I've got a pretty fun and special presentation for you. I'm pretty excited about this one. This presentation is one of my favorites because it's exciting. Like, we've gone through all of kind of like the negative stuff, all the, quote unquote bad stuff, the reasons we fail, that kind of thing. And then yesterday we started revving up, like, all right, what do we want our goals to be? What do we want our body to look like? And now we get to like start going that direction. And I have some fun perspectives to share with you. All right, let me just get my notes and everything set up here. Okay, and feel free to jump in on that chat anytime you want, even though there's a funny delay. Okay, so today is called the first steps to success, and that's exactly what we're all after, right? Lots of success. So this week we've covered a few topics. We've covered the biggest lie in fitness, which is thin does not equal happy. We went over how to stop failing and the different types of failing that we do, the different types of personas that we fill, and how to kind of break that cycle so that we're not continuing to fail the same way over and over again. Yesterday, we went over picking out our goal body and creating goals in general. And yesterday, I gave you guys a bunch of homework. So I don't know if you did it. At least I hope you thought about it. But I hope I gave you guys some actionable things to work on anyway. I know some of you guys sent me that goal body, and I really appreciate that. It's nice to have that visual that we're working towards. Okay, today, first steps to massive success. And tomorrow, how to lose 20 pounds in 12 weeks. All right, let's do this. At the end of the week, there will be one winner. And anyone who has been participating, coming to the calls, doing the work, you're in the raffle for the free coaching, okay? So I'm pretty excited. I'm going to do the raffle tomorrow on the call with you guys. So be there, be square. All right. So today, first steps to success. Okay, so today what we're going to talk through is, first off, how men and women differ when starting a fitness journey. All right. We're going to talk about where you got stuck before, what is important to focus on first, what's important to focus on later, and a crescendo of success. So starting small and getting bigger and louder and awesomer as we go. All right. So first of all, for my time working with women, I've come to see a very strong pattern in the way people respond to starting out a new program. Because we've all been there, right? When we first start something, it's intense. We want to put our best foot forward, and we want to be our best. And sometimes it helps us, and sometimes it doesn't help us. And we're going to get into that. I've also observed a very clear distinction between the way women and men differ in this process. And we'll go over your past first steps and uncover some new ways to take on a fitness journey in a more successful way. All right, cool. All right, let's keep it going. So let's first talk about the difference between men and women, because I know you guys are thinking, like, what is she going to say about this? All right. So first of all, I want to say this is general. This is not every man. I don't hate men. There's nothing against men. There's nothing against women. It's not men versus women. I do not hate men here. Okay. I just want to talk about the differences that I've observed as a coach between the two. So one thing about men when they're starting fitness is that men are more likely to believe that they know what they're doing, first of all, in fitness. Because fitness is usually a part of most men's lives. All right. So, throughout time, fitness has usually been for men. And women have only just recently kind of become this more equal partnership in fitness. And still to this day, much more men do fitness than women, but we're taking up more space now. But over all the years, men have passed down information amongst each other of how to be fit and what to do, and they've developed trust in the process with their fellow men. Okay. When men start fitness, they're usually a little bit less likely to care about being form perfect. They're a little bit less likely to care about technique and science. They're more there for strength and size. Okay. They want to be bigger and they want to be stronger. That's usually their main focus. And again, generally, I'm saying generally, there's lots of types of people. There's men who care all about technique. There's men who care all about everything. But as a grand scheme of things, this is the, I have words. These are the typical experience for men. So often when men start programs, they aren't as focused on fat loss as well, right? They're getting in there. They want to get muscle. They want to get strength. They want to get bigger faster, which isn't usually women's focus, right? Women aren't typically going there to get bigger faster. Some of us, maybe me and Siobhan are, but typically fat loss is our focus. So when men start, their biggest failure is their lack of knowledge and their, more hard-headedness about taking in new information. Because again, men have been passing down information between each other, and they have that trust in their brotherhood, in their friendships, in their family members to pass on fitness information. Women didn't have that. Women didn't get to pass on that information. They didn't get to pass the torch of fitness. So women come into fitness a little bit differently. Female clients, when starting a fitness program, are brought up really having to focus on fat loss, right? Women aren't typically ever saying exercise to be strong, exercise to be bigger. We're taught this very, very intense message to be thin. So most women end up on a fitness journey at some point. They end up doing some kind of fitness and health related stuff, but it's a little bit different. Okay. I'm just going to check these comments because I see something coming in. Ursula says, hi Ursula. Siobhan says, all the muscles and pancakes. Yeah, maybe when me and Siobhan, I called you Sean. Siobhan go to the gym, we're definitely there for the gains, but that's okay. All right, so the problem is that women are often patronized and laughed at for being weak and small all the time, right? We are, oh, she broke a nail, or oh, girls can't lift or wear makeup to the gym, and we're constantly being told that we don't belong here. You're small, you're weak, we don't belong here. So we're often challenged that strength and speed are not for us. Size is not for us. So we often start our fitness journey in a different mindset altogether. When women come to me, they do not want to be laughed at. I hear this from every woman I work with. I do not want to be laughed at. I don't know if you've ever heard a man say that about a fitness journey. Very rarely, right? Women do not want to look stupid. Women do want to do things really well. They want to be thought of as smart and intelligent, especially in the gym, because again, people didn't pass us that torch of knowledge, so we've had to kind of gain that ourselves. And we're also a little bit afraid of gaining the wrong information because we don't have that trust, right? So I find that women often want to master every single small detail and understand how every single thing works so that they can feel confident about what they're doing in the gym. Women are afraid to look stupid using the machine wrong. Usually men just go in and use the machine. Like, they might fumble around and they might be a little bit embarrassed, but women might not ever go to the gym because they're afraid of being embarrassed, right? So far what I'm saying, does anyone feel like this is an experience that they've felt, that they are nervous to go to the gym or nervous to be in a fitness lifestyle because they're afraid of being laughed at or they're afraid of looking stupid? Is this something that you guys would agree that you've experienced before? I'll give you guys a second of the delay is about 20-30 seconds here. And just make sure when you're watching YouTube too, you can swipe it to be as live as possible. But Ashley says 100%. Hell yeah, right? No one wants to be that gym fail on Instagram where there's a girl using the machine wrong. No one wants to be laughed at because you're the chunky girl in the tank top. Like, we've all been there, right? Okay. Siobhan says first spin classes, big time. Yes. Ursula says absolutely. Janet says yes. Okay, good. We've all been there and we've all felt that. And I'm sure at some point we've also felt that ease that men have of going to the gym and not feeling stupid. And I know that can be a little bit frustrating as someone who's worked with men a lot and who has a husband who's pretty into fitness, and just feeling the inequality of being able to access fitness without shame, right? I'll get off my feminism soapbox right now, but just had to sprinkle her in. Okay. Ashley says, I feel like everyone is looking at me, but really I think everyone feels the same. Yes. Okay. Everyone feels like they're being stared at and laughed at in the gym. And truly, like, everyone's just staring at themselves. Like, if you look in the mirrors, it's a million people looking at themselves. But it is a really vulnerable experience to go to the gym, right? Like, going to the gym, you are going to be bad at something in front of people. You are literally going to lift a weight and people are going to see exactly how strong you are. And that can be very, very vulnerable, especially if you don't do it very often, right? And that's a lot of reason why I train women in mindset, is because I know women are strong. I know women are capable. You can go to the gym and be fit. But what's stopping women a lot of times is their fear of being shamed at the gym, right? And if we can get women past that, man, there's like a whole realm of fitness that you get to experience that's so much more fun. Jana says, I felt better after I was given instructions on the equipment. Totally. And that's what I'm talking about here when I say women want to know every detail to feel comfortable. They want to know, they want to have been shown, they want to know exactly how to adjust the equipment so they can feel comfortable to be fit. All right, good guys, good discussion here. I like it. Okay, so my female clients generally care deeply about doing things correctly. They do not want to get hurt because often they're providers for their family. Getting hurt would possibly wreck their ability to go to work, things like that. So that's a big issue for people. They do not want to get hurt. Often women care about their general health more. So sometimes women come to me and they say, you know what? Being like hot isn't really my issue, but I really want to be healthy so I can live a longer life and I can show a healthier lifestyle to my children. Okay. Women also want to feel like they're making informed decisions. They never want to feel like they're being tricked. They never want to feel like they don't understand what they're being told or asked of. They want to feel like they're in the driver's seat, especially doing something vulnerable like fitness. Also, women want to be seen as smart. They want to be seen as intelligent. So to an extent, this is a really good thing, right? We come in with such a bang, with such a force, and we're like, I'm claiming this fitness thing and I'm going to know everything about it. We want to feel empowered. We want to feel good. We want to feel in control. But when starting out, it hinders their ability to create momentum because we kind of put the brakes right away. So as we're starting, we're like, well, I need to be in control of this. I need this to be perfect. So we take a break immediately at the beginning. And I'm sure you guys have all felt this. And I'm going to go into a little bit deeper. So let's go through how it directly hinders people's progress right at the beginning. So women want to be perfect. They fear imperfection. So they turn to teeny tiny details to try and control the situation. Okay. So people always ask me things like, what brand of vitamins should I have? What exact time of day should I eat my meals? What cardio machine should I use? What type of bands should I buy? What type of protein should I drink? What type of bread do I use? Let me tell you, my male clients have never asked me these questions. Never once. Not one time have my male clients ever asked me any of these questions. And I'll tell you why, is because women are so afraid to fail at fitness that they want to do it perfectly. They want to do it exactly right so that they don't fuck it up and so that people don't laugh at them. And I feel you. I get it. I don't want to be laughed at either. And I have been this person. I am this person. I will Google everything, right? Because I do not want to be seen as stupid. And I'm sure if you ladies are here, you feel the same way, right? That's why we're learning together. Okay, so let me just paint a picture of what this kind of looks like for a lot of women. So let's say all of a sudden you want to try out doing CrossFit. Okay, I hope you guys all know what CrossFit is. It's a type of fitness where you kind of do it as a group and you lift really heavy, that kind of thing. So this would be a totally new world for you. You've never done CrossFit before, but you really want to succeed at it. You know you aren't naturally gifted at weightlifting, but you want to get fit and you're ready for a new challenge. So being the kind of woman that you are, you're going to do some research on where you should go. You're going to compare local clubs. You're going to ask friends and family who may have gone and make sure you're going to the best place. Okay. You will want to be sure that you have the right equipment and clothing to perform the class as best as you can. You will show up prepared and ready. You'll have the water bottle. You'll have the shoes. You will know what to expect. You maybe even will YouTube a bit of a crash course of what to expect so that when you're asked to move on day one, you don't look stupid. All right. After your first class, you loved it. So you go online again and start researching the new things that you learned that day. You discover local open competitions that you saw posters for in class. You discover the people who are going there and maybe find groups online. You are fully invested in the research again because you do not want to be embarrassed in front of these people. You want to remove the possibility of shame from your fitness journey. Okay, tell me in the chat, before you've ever started something new, fitnessy wise, it could be anything. It could be rock climbing. It could be going to the gym. It could be taking a dance class. Have you done stuff like this where you ensure that no one can laugh at you, where you research everything? And if you're willing to share, maybe tell me what it was that you were going into that you were kind of nervous about. I'll give you guys a second because I definitely know I've done this type of behavior before. And I want you to know it's not a bad behavior, but fear manifests in a very funny way for women that we don't always realize, and it's in over-preparedness. All right, I'm going to give you guys just a second for it to come through. All right, Ashley says pole dancing, terrified. Oh, I also did a couple months of pole dancing, and yeah, I did not want to look stupid doing that. That is a vulnerable thing. That's a perfect example. Perfect example. Siobhan says posing for competitions. Oh, another perfect example. If anyone knows how many hours I've watched posing tutorials just to not look stupid on stage, oh my God. Ursula says I haven't, but maybe I should have. No, definitely. It's not that you should have. It's just a common experience that I see a lot of women do. And as I go through it a little bit more, you might actually see yourself in other ways. All right. All right, guys. Thank you so much for sharing. I really appreciate that. Okay. So here are the questions I hear the most. I've written them down specifically because almost every single client I've ever worked with has asked me these questions. Caitlin puts in here spin class. Yes, spin class is pretty intimidating, especially when you've never been before. Or even yoga. Oh man, I was super stressed the first time I tried yoga. I was like, I do not know at all what to expect or what they're going to expect of me in these classes. So thank you guys so much for sharing. Really appreciate it. Okay, so the questions I hear by far the most from my clients are, which type of bread can I eat? What brand of vitamins and supplements should I buy? How many grams of fat and or carbs should I be eating in a day? And what is the best type of cardio? Now, I want you to know these are valid questions. These are totally fine questions. I'm not shaming you for asking these questions at all. But what they are is they're being used to cover up the fear you have of making the wrong choice and failing again. Okay, because we failed before. We've talked about that, right? We've all come to a fitness journey. We've all come here before and been like, I'm going to get my shit together. And then we failed, and we do not want to fail again. So you turn to these teeny tiny details because you want to find the one thing that clicks to make it all work out for you. Okay. And again, this is how fear manifests in very sneaky ways. So one thing about these types of questions is when you're trying to lose your first 20 pounds of body fat, none of these questions actually matter at all. Right? When you get closer to a super, super, super fit body, like when you are down to the smallest amount of body fat that you can have, that's when those questions matter. Okay. So you're asking very advanced questions right at the beginning because to you, it matters. You really want to be successful. And again, I'm not shaming you at all for asking these questions. Okay. But these questions don't really matter at the beginning. What matters is decreasing our calories, increasing our exercise, and we're going to go over that in detail tomorrow. So when we look up details like this, okay, is when we get a little bit stressed, a little bit confused and overwhelmed, because when we look up things like what bread should I eat, Google is going to give you a lot of answers, okay? If you look up what type of supplements should I buy, oh my God, everyone and their dog has an opinion on what kind of supplements. And what starts to happen is you feel overloaded with information, especially conflicting information, and you feel like you can't trust anyone because you're like, well, she says I should drink this type of protein powder, and she says I shouldn't drink that type and I should drink this type. So now I have no idea what to do, right? And again, that goes back to that beginning of women aren't passing down that fitness knowledge the way men have been doing. And so we feel from every direction that like we're going to get screwed over, that people are not telling us the truth and that people are laughing at us. Okay. So doing all this doesn't leave you feeling good about your fitness journey when you're focused on these types of questions. Okay. And if you ever have questions like this, feel free to give them to me at any point. I'll always answer them for you, but I just want to bring them to the forefront because I've seen them almost every single time. And if you've worked with me, you've probably asked me these questions. And so you know. Janet says, not so much fail as hinder the process that we are putting so much effort into to reach our goals. Yeah, totally. Okay. So let's go through my 4 steps to success. Okay. And I think that this is such a genius process. I know, toot my own horn here, but it has helped me and so many other people get through. And I think it's just a simple way to get from where you are to somewhere better really quickly. Okay. So the 4 steps to success are knowing your goal, knowing your kryptonite, working with yourself, and creating new habits. Okay. So let's go through them one by one. So first off, know your goal. We went through that yesterday. It must be specific. It must be measurable with a number. Okay. So goals are most successful if they're created with a positive intention instead of a negative one. Again, like we talked before earlier this week, we can't fuel ourselves from self-hatred. We need to fuel ourselves from excitement, from positivity. All right. We also must give ourselves enough time to properly succeed. And this may seem simple. Okay, I need to have a goal. But so many people skip this step. So many people are like, well, I just want to be fitter and I just want to be toneder. And they just get fit. They're just like, I'm just going to get fit. Get a goal. Do not skip this step. Don't skip this step. Okay? Because I know a lot of you probably came to this thing yesterday and you were like, yeah, goals are cool. But not all of you wrote one down. And if you didn't, tonight is the night. Tonight is the night to write down the goal. Do not skip it. Okay, so let's keep moving. Number 2, knowing your kryptonite. So we talked a little bit about this in the Facebook group earlier today. Kryptonites are those things that are actively pushing you in the opposite direction of your goal. And we all have them, okay? Whether we love to admit them or not, we have those things that push us away. So usually when I first start working with a client, I say, why do you think that you came to this place? Like with your body, with your life, why are you here? What got you here? Is it takeout all the time? Is it nighttime snacking? Is it a stressful job? Is it, you're upset with your life and you're just using food as this outlet? What is it? You have no time. You're getting fast food, drinking, sugary pop. Everyone has their thing. Okay. And sometimes it's not just about food. Sometimes we struggle with procrastinations. We're lazy, we avoid planning, we avoid organizing, we do all these things, right? And it puts us in the opposite direction. So I really want you to get real with yourself. I want you to stop excusing behavior that is destroying your progress. I want you to name it. I want you to look at it. I want you to own it. Okay, this isn't an angry thing to yourself, but I want you to get real, right? As much as we are about self-love here, all about it, I also want you to know that you can call yourself out and say, you know what? I probably shouldn't get Tim Hortons every single morning. I probably shouldn't get really drunk 4 nights a week. I probably shouldn't stay up until 3 a.m. Okay, we all have our thing, and that's okay. You know what? No shame. But name it, own it, see it. Okay. Know that giving up your crutch can feel really hard, but you can find ways to have it in moderation. Okay. And you can find ways to ease off of it. Let's say you're a smoker, right? And you know that smoking isn't very good for you and you want to come off of it. I'm not the kind of person who says cold turkey, cut it all out right this moment, because that's really hard on your body and hard on your brain. Ease off. Ease off of things that are really your crutch, are really kind of keeping you sane. So if you don't master your kryptonite, it doesn't matter if you do all the things, if you weigh your food, if you have a fitness tracker, if you work out every day. You have to first deal with your kryptonite to be able to move on. All right. And I've seen people, I've been this type of people who are trying so hard at fitness, but haven't let this kryptonite go, has not dealt with this. And so sometimes here takes a long time to get through. Okay. If you have been eating takeout 5 nights a week for years, it's going to be hard to stop doing it. And it's going to take time to come off of it. But you need to deal with it. All right. And again, this kryptonite, it can look like anything. Okay. So right now, I would love it if you have your paper and pen. I hope you guys do. If you don't, run, get one. And I want you to write down what you think your kryptonite is. You can write down 2 or 3, but there's probably one that's kind of like blaring at you that you're kind of ignoring because you're like, I don't want to give that up. But like, look at it, okay? And own it and write it down. You don't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to go away right away. But I want you to name it tonight, okay? All right. I'm going to go to the next one. Hopefully you guys are still running for your paper. Okay, number 3, working with yourself. All right. So often I see people, what I like to say, punish themselves for bad behavior or for having weaknesses. And if you were a failure persona like Marathon Mary, Negative Nancy, you're probably doing this punishment behavior. So, for example, we've all been that girl that says, I'm not going to eat anything after dinner. I know I've been that girl. Can you give me a hell yeah in the comments if you've said to yourself, I'm not going to eat anything after dinner? Oh my God, the amount of times I have said this to myself. If I had $1, I would be a freaking millionaire. Okay. So thinking back to telling yourself, I'm not going to eat anything after dinner, how well did that go for you? I'm going to guess that it did not last more than 48 hours before your cravings and your habits came up and you felt like absolute shit about yourself because you gave into your cravings. Joanna says, hell yeah, over and over. Caitlin, hell yeah. Okay, I'm glad that I'm with company here. Yes. Ashley, every night. Yes. Okay. So, Ursula says, yeah, okay, thank you guys. I'm glad I'm not alone in this one. We want to attack our problems head on. And I like that about you. I like that about you guys, okay? You have a problem and you say to yourself, I'm going to fucking fix it. Siobhan says, kryptonites definitely take time. Almost 4 years to train myself that dinner does not need dessert. That's true that, girl. Hell yeah. I've had to train myself for the last 4 years to not eat in bed. And people are like, eat in bed. I eat in bed every single night before bed. I haven't for the last couple months because I've been going to therapy and working on it. But man, oh man, holy shit, did I have to spend a lot of money on therapy to get through this. Anyway, we'll go into that deeper another time when we're talking one-on-one. Anyway, okay, what I'm saying is when you have a problem that you want to fix, you are trying to attack it in a really aggressive way because you want it gone right now, okay? But the problem is that if you don't have the mindset skills to do that, to follow through, it's a really negative process that we fail over and over and over again. We're saying, I want to fix this thing, so I'm going to rip it out of my life, and then I'm going to fail, and I'm going to feel terrible about myself, and I'm going to lose all the confidence in myself that I can do things, okay? I know I've been there. So here's what I want you to do differently to succeed. I want you to work with yourself. I want you to know what your strengths are, and I want you to use your strengths instead of trying to attack your weaknesses. They're your weaknesses. Let's not attack them, okay? So instead of trying to not eat after dinner because you have a habit of overeating at night, instead you're going to choose a meal or a snack that aligns with your goals and allows you to fulfill your snack habit a little bit healthier. Okay. And again, this crescendo of success is like a ladder. All right. You need to start small. Don't just cut out snacking in general. Insert a healthy snack. If you've worked with me, we've done this before. And eventually we make it more challenging and more challenging and more challenging. Janet says, I like the ladder visual to reach the changes. Hell yeah, right? We can't be on the ground and then just jump to the top rung. Like we're just gonna fall. Okay? We have to climb. So when we do this, we do not put our brains through so much stress, and we can more easily manage the smaller changes. When we do this, we start gaining confidence in ourselves and we can build. Yes, this is something that I don't know, I feel really strongly about, okay, because so many women have no confidence. They tell me, I need someone to slap the cookies out of my hands. I need the accountability, because they don't trust themselves. They don't believe in themselves at all around food. So I want you to think about doing 5% healthier. Look at your snack, look at your meal, and say, how could I honestly just make this snack that I normally eat all the time 5% healthier? Okay. And if you're feeling really fucking fancy, how can I make this 25% healthier? Same meal, same snack. How can I just make this a little bit better? And I want you to do that all the time. Okay, you're going to the gym. How can I make this a little bit more challenging? Okay. If I'm drinking water, how could I drink a bit more? Push yourself in small ways. And remember, we were talking earlier, the small wins compound to success. Success isn't one big action. You don't just go out and run a marathon. You train for a marathon. You hydrate, you sleep, you work out, you prepare for the marathon. Do that in your life. So to recap, do not punish yourself for bad behavior. Don't say, I don't like my body, so I'm going to not eat after dinner. Don't do that. Okay. It doesn't work. As we just saw in this chat, we've all done it and it doesn't work. Stop doing it. I want you to lean into your strengths. If you love going to the gym, go to the gym. Make that part of your happiness, like really lean into the strength training. Build new habits around things that you're good at. Go for more walks then. Stretch more often. Up your calorie expenditure if that's what you enjoy. And think of it like conquering it like a ladder. One small, hard step at a time. Don't try and skip. Don't try and jump. Don't try to, run at it. Just go up the ladder. Even if it feels like, oh, I'm not going to lose 20 pounds immediately. You're right. You're never going to lose 20 pounds immediately, especially if you try and cut everything out and fail. Then you're definitely not going to lose anything. But if you take small, manageable steps and you build that confidence, you sure as shit will lose that 20 pounds. Stop trying to leap ahead of where you're at. Honor where you're at. Own where you're at. Move forward from there. Okay? All right. So a couple extra examples of not punishing yourself, because I see people do this all the time. Okay? If you normally wake up at 10 a.m., don't plan to start your new workout program every day at 5 a.m. Don't do that. Go, after work, go on your lunch break, go at a time that is not super, super stressful for your body. If you normally buy some venti frappuccino every morning before work, if it's the highlight of your morning, if you look forward to it, don't just cut out your coffee. Don't just drink water instead. Find a different drink that's similar, that aligns with your goals, that's a little bit less calories. Again, we're not removing joy from our life to punish our body. If you emotionally eat on bad days, and that's your way of dealing with emotions, not that I say that that is the best way to deal with emotions, but if that is the way you've been dealing with your emotions for 10 years, okay, don't just assume that taking that away is going to make you feel any better. Grab a big salad, grab some chicken, fill yourself up still, but don't go out and buy 6 pizzas. Make that healthier version, that healthier choice. Again, if you eat cookies after each meal, find a healthier cookie. Find a protein cookie. Make your own cookie to fill that spot instead of just trying to cut out all sweets, no sugar, no treats. I've seen you guys do this. I've done it myself. Stop punishing yourself for not being your goal body. Okay? Can I just have an amen in the chat if you have done things like this before and you are ready to just like not do that anymore? If you're ready to give yourself a little room to be a human being and actually succeed. Okay? I'm going to give myself an amen because, man, getting away from that type of self-sabotaging, angry behavior has made my life so much more enjoyable. I can't even tell you, to the point that I literally teach people this. I can't stop it. You gotta join me. Thank you guys so much. Ashley, Siobhan, Janet, Caitlin. Yes, amen to leaving this bullshit in the past. Way in the past. Okay, Ursula, amen. Thank you, ladies. I really appreciate everything tonight. Thank you. All right, number 4, building new habits. All right, so success in fitness comes when we create a lifestyle around healthy habits, right? It's not a, for 10 weeks, I'm going to cut out everything and then I'm going to be skinny and then I'm going to go back to normal. We can't think of it like that. Janet says, I changed to dark chocolate over the past few years instead of regular chocolate bars. Great example. Yes, chocolate is life. We all need chocolate. Caitlin knows all about chocolate. Dark chocolate, what a great switch. I actually have a post tomorrow all about chocolate on Instagram. Can't wait to show you guys now. Okay, so building new habits around fitness. All right, so habits can be hard to create, but when we do them consistently, we will be successful. All right, and consistency is everything. Everything. If we want to be good at anything, piano, learning the guitar, learning to paint, being good at your job, it comes from doing it so many times. So many times. You have to do something so many times to be good at it. So stop thinking that you're all of a sudden should be good at it. No, you got to do it a million times. Okay. So, for example, if you're not currently working out and you want to have this as a habit for yourself, I'm going to tell you, do not aim to work out just 3 days a week. And a lot of people come to me and they say, you know what, I just want to work out a moderate amount. I don't want to like have a crazy fitness lifestyle or anything. So they say, I think I just want to work out 3 days a week. But when we're in this stage, when we're in the build a habit stage, I want you to do things every single day. So usually when you start working with me, I will put at least 6, if not 7 days a week of movement of some kind. And that doesn't mean 2 hours at the gym and an hour cardio. No, it just means every single day, I'm forcing you to build that habit, to have your brain remove resistance. Because resistance comes when we're building new habits, right? We all have felt it. I want to drink more water, but it's hard to drink this much water. I want to go to the gym every morning, but I'm tired. I can't get there. Start small, like I'm saying, but do it all the time, okay? When you put too many rest days in between your workouts, inevitably you will lead to more rest days and eventually you're going to fall off the wagon, okay? I never recommend a 3-day workout program. If you're going to do working out, do it every day, okay? And that's just my opinion. Some people live a totally normal life with 3 a day, but when we're starting out, starting out, when we're becoming into the fitness journey, do it every single day. Don't give your brain a chance to think that resistance is possible. Okay, so instead, make sure your workouts are 10 to 30 minutes and just at base minimum. Oh, I always say have a plan A and a plan B. Your plan A is to do your 30-minute workout. Your plan B is maybe it's 5 minutes of stretching before bed. But no matter what, before you put your head on that pillow, you've moved because you're honoring that habit. So important. When we give up on ourselves in those moments, that's when we lose the confidence, okay? And building confidence with a plan A and plan B, it really helps. I mean, 5 minutes, do 5 crunches. Just honor the fact that you chose to move today, all right? This strategy can also be used for nutrition. If you're trying to build a habit around portioning food, learning and understanding what food is good for you, I really recommend weighing your food. And you might think, oh my gosh, weigh all my food. That sounds like a crazy person thing to do. And I'm not saying do it like a crazy person, but when you are building a habit, when you are learning to be better at fitness, sometimes you got to go that extra mile to really ingrain it in your head. Okay, I kind of think of it like if I'm trying to learn French, I'm going to learn French a lot better if I just go into a French speaking place and just immerse myself in French. Immerse yourself in fitness, immerse all of your habits in fitness so that you really are saturated in it, so that you really become part of it and your body lets go of that scared part of you that's like, I can't do this. Just wash it away by being covered in fitness. Okay. All right. So again, we're not going to be obsessive with this. It's just dedication. And if you find yourself reaching a point where it is obsessive, if it is negative, if it's not going well to do something like this every day, back off. Okay. Don't ever do fitness to a point where it is now becoming a negative thing or ruining your life. I recommend therapy to everyone, all people, but especially if something like that is happening, it's usually probably a trauma that you haven't worked through, and fitness might not be ready for you at that point yet. Having that plan A and plan B. If you have your paper and pen here, okay, I want you to write down plan A and plan B, and I want you to think over your plan A and your plan B. And really remember yesterday when we talked about our goals. If your goal is to run 5K, okay, and your plan A is, 5 days a week, I'm running 5K. Tell me what your plan B is. If you had the worst day ever, if your legs are sore, if you just cannot go for that run, what is your plan B? What are you going to do? Is it stretching? Is it an ab video? Is it going for a walk instead? Tell me what that plan B is, okay, and really write it down. All right, and practicing constraint when building new habits. So I know I talked about constraint earlier in the week, and I just want to reiterate what constraint is. So when we decide to do something new, let's say I'm going to run 5K, I'm planning to run 5K at 4 p.m., all right? If I say to myself, I really don't want to run, I just can't do this, I don't want to do it, I do not fill my run time with something fun instead. I don't get to sit on my phone and play games and eat potato chips instead of going for the run. Constraint, we're going to take that time that we dedicated to that run and we're not going to do anything else. If you're not going to go for a run, you're just going to sit and wait for the whole hour. Okay? You are not going to replace it with something fun. Do not teach your brain that not doing the things that you set out to do has a reward. All right? It's kind of like a dog. If your dog's barking and barking and barking and barking, you don't give it a treat. You don't say, oh, here, let me distract you from that barking. You know what I mean? We understand this when it's outside of us, but we do it so often to ourselves. Oh, I'm so tired. I don't want to eat my meal prep. I'm just going to order Domino's. Don't do it. So, for example, a way to have constraint around food is, same example. Let's say I had a meal prep waiting for me in a container pre-portioned. And I say to myself, I really want to eat pizza instead. I am not going to eat pizza until I have eaten my meal prep. I can eat pizza after, but I will do what I set out to do first. I will not move past my meal prep and into pizza land instead. I'm going to eat my meal prep no matter what. And if pizza happens after, that's fine, but I did what I set out to do. All right, I want you to write down on your piece of paper constraint, because I know constraint is a hard one to start because it's like, oh my God, I don't want to be mean to myself. And again, this is not you being mean to yourself. This is you honoring a big goal that you really want. And I want you to start practicing constraint in different areas. One easy way to practice constraint, okay, is with your alarm clock in the morning. If you're the kind of person who sets an alarm and then sets 6 after, no more. 1 and done. Wake up on the first one. Get up. Okay, we don't get to just snooze and snooze and snooze and snooze. That is a great first place to start. All right. All right. I'm going to move forward from that. All right. So what do you need to do differently? Okay. Do you find yourself getting caught up in the tiny details from fear of failing? I know some of you guys did. So if that's you, I want you to write that down. All right. If that's not you, no problem. Just write now. I hope you guys all have paper and pen because I've been like asking you to do a lot of homework the last couple days on my calls. But all right. Which of the 4 steps to success do you think you need to focus on the most? All right. So there's making the goal, the kryptonite, working with yourself, and creating habits. Were one of those for you like, ooh, I need to work on that? So write down which one you think you need to focus on most. Then I want you to write down what you think your kryptonite is. What is that thing that is pushing me in the absolute opposite direction of my goals? All right. What is one way that you can work with yourself better? All right. So what is a strength that you have that you can work with yourself more instead of punishing yourself? I also want you to write down what is 3 new teeny tiny habits that you can start practicing. And last but not least, I want you to get real about constraint in your life. And I want you to give me some examples of where you're going to practice constraint. Is it with meal prep? Is it with going to the gym? Where is that? It's usually tied to the kryptonite. All right. If you're planning to go to the gym and you never show up, how are you going to add constraint to that situation? And if you guys need any help coming up with constraint, I know that I had a hard time kind of digesting that at first for myself when I was taught constraint. So if you want any help at all, just email me at any time and I can kind of go through different options of constraint with you. Right. Okay, hopefully you guys wrote all those down. I know I'm like, you're probably just writing, but I can put them into the Facebook group as well. Okay. Oh my gosh, I just realized I didn't put in that link from yesterday. I will also do that. All right, moving on. That is it. That's all I got. All right, ladies, tell me, what did you think of today's lesson? Did you feel like you now know a little bit more about what you need to do next to get towards your goal? Let me know what you think. Tell me. Any feedback? I know you guys are still probably furiously writing away your constraint things. Sorry, I got a jaw that's been cracking up a storm. If you guys don't know, I have to get a jaw surgery, and it's very, very out of place this week. Ashley says, small habits together and equal change. Yeah, small habits together equal change. Sorry, my mouth said that weird. But yes, absolutely. Janet says, great class again today. Thank you. Caitlin says, loved it. Every day I'm learning something new. Yeah, I'm so glad. I'm so happy. All right, guys. I will leave you at that tonight unless you guys have any questions, which I'd love to answer. If you guys have any questions about anything we've learned, anything you want to learn, just let me know and I can answer some. All right, guys. I will leave you to it. I hope you have a lovely night. Thank you so much for showing up live. I really, really appreciate it. I hope you have a lovely night, and I will see you guys tomorrow at 7 for our last day. All right. Love your artwork. Oh, thanks. It's my gallery wall. I have a new one to put up, but I haven't figured out where to put it. It says you can do hard things. Yeah. My friend and past client owns a company that makes all these kind of wall art things. So I'll put her link in the group as well because she makes some beautiful stuff. All right, guys. Have a great night. I'll talk to you later. Bye, everyone.